below, and I'm still here. I'm freezing cold, but I will wait. I hold my breath till I turn blue.
All right, Vooka Nation, a very good morning. And welcome yet again to another exciting episode of the Vooka Breakfast Show. It is your energetic start to your day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. And it is, of course, a Tuesday morning. And on this beautiful Tuesday, we choose impact and we choose to act upon it. I hope that you guys are going to be joining us throughout today's show, as it is promising to become that exciting and, of course, with that energy that is, of course, lined up for today. Today, we have so much that is lined up for you, and to connect with us across social media platforms, the hashtag to use, it is the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Right now we are live on the YouTube. All you need to do is to press the subscription button and the notification button, so that whenever we go live, you will be notified that your favorite breakfast team is live. And of course, in terms of connecting with us across all social media platforms, we are Vooka Breakfast Show on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Do make sure that you follow us. And if you want to dial us in, the number to do that, that's 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. You know that we have so much lined up for you on this show for today. But with that being said, let us keep you updated with your latest news headline. Starting off with your first headline, Gauteng plans hospital upgrades, staffing boosts, and accountability reforms. Gauteng Health Department admits corruption and mismanagement have crippled the basic services, with major procurement failures highlighted in the SIU's Tembisa report. In response, the province is launching a program to refurbish 500 health facilities. Officials say new systems are in place to curb financial leakage, which previously saw only 50-cent value returned per rand spent. On your next headline, Muzi Sibiya resumes testimony in Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. Muzi Sibiya, accused number one in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, returns to the witness stand as a case marks 11 years since Meyiwa's death. Sibiya denies involvement in the alleged 2014 contract killing and dispute confession implicating singer Kelly Khumalo and two Buthelezi brothers. The state claims Khumalo hired a hitman and paid 100,000 rand for the job. On your last news headline, Johannesburg court rejected Vusimuzi Matlala's bail application. Alleged crime boss Vusimuzi Ket Matlala was denied bail by the Johannesburg High Court, which ruled his release would not serve justice. This follows a prior bail rejection by the Alexandra Magistrate Court. Matlala is accused of orchestrating a 2023 hit on his girlfriend, socialite Tebogo Thobejane. That's all for your news headline. Now heading over to your sports news, starting off with rugby news. Wembley will be the calm before the storm for the Boks. The Springbok begin their end of year tour against Japan at Wembley on the 1st of November, revisiting memories of their shock 2015 loss. With Eddie Jones back coaching Japan, Rassie Erasmus may rotate his squad ahead of a major clash with France on the 8th of November. Injuries to Damian Williams and Apelele Fassi raise questions at fullback, while Sacha Finback Mgomezulu offers versatility. Ireland and Wales are aiming to build momentum and experiment before the key test in the Paris and Dublin. Now heading over to your football news, Rooney says struggling Liverpool lack leadership. Liverpool have lost 4 straight Premier League games and sit 7th, prompting Wayne Rooney to question the leadership and body language of Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. Meanwhile, Arsenal leads the table, and Rooney believes Mikel Arteta must win the title this season or risk losing his job. Manchester United have climbed to 6th, with Brian Mbeumo impressing Rooney after scoring 3 goals in 2 games, proving his worth following a £65 million move from Brentford. On your last sports headline, will Pirates be eliminated from 2 cup competitions in 3 days? Orlando Pirates aim to bounce back from their CAF Champions League exit with a culling knockout clash against Makesi FC, who eliminated them last year. Despite a slow league start, Pirates sit 3rd in the Premiership and recently won the MTN 8 title. After a dramatic penalty shootout loss to St. Eloy Lupopo, the Buccaneers are now focused on domestic competition, with the league, culling knockout, and the Nedbank Cup still in play. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more sports and news updates throughout the show. Don't forget to share your thoughts on these headlines with us on social media using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, and send us your voice note on 060-493-3226. For now, let us take a short break and do not switch the dial, because we will be back with your daily dose of positivity.
How? Chomi, you still cooking with cha, salt, and prayers. Yo. But don't stress, ungawari, because your time to shine in the kitchen is here. Amapelepele Spices for Africa and the Vooka Breakfast Show have said, let's bless you with some spices that will slap harder than Umama's 7 colors. Vooka Flavor Fridays is here. We're serving flavor, vibes, and vibes with flavor. Flavor Fridays is the only plug you need to turn your kitchen into a 5-star chill spot. For 8 weeks, you stand a chance to win spice hampers that take your meals from meh to just by subscribing and tuning into your daily dose of positivity for an energetic start to the day. So, Hypo, what are you waiting for? Don't miss out. Flavor is calling. Waza.
On us now. One of us will have to take a bow. Feeling you so close to me, we drive around. Everlasting love, so much to go around. You got me so high, I can't come down. I hope you know that I will never let you go. If all I do is dim your glow and fly on, baby, please just go. I can feel you there where I once had you all alone. In the back of my mind, I'm under your spell, I can't get out. My heart falls 5 below, and I'm still here. I'm freezing cold, but I will wait. I hold my breath till I turn blue. I hope you know that I will never let you go. If all I do is dim your glow and fly on, baby, please just go. I hope you know that I will never let you go. If all I do is dim your glow and fly on, baby, please just go. I can feel you there. I once had you all alone. In the back of my mind, I'm under your spell. I can never let you go. My heart falls 5 below, and I'm still here. I'm freezing cold, but I will wait. I hold my breath. Please just
Heart beats up and down, I'm in a gambling phase. Going round and round, it's a trampoline stay. Oh, it's like I never run out of breath. And I don't care if we make a mess, it doesn't matter what's coming next. So can we just be bona fide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Can we just be bona fide? Can we just be bona fide? You're stuck in this situation, and let go all inhibitions now, with no intermission. Why are you so goddamn cold? Tell me why, 'cause you know this ain't no love. So can we just be bona fide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like summer, can never get enough. Summer sugar kisses left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours.
And of course, man, good music, good vibes is what we bring you on this beautiful Tuesday morning right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And as I've mentioned, it is your energetic start to your day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. And I'm happy to be with you. I know right now you are tuned in and you've got the notification that your best breakfast team is live. And yes, if anyone has never told you on this morning, it is Tuesday, the 28th of October, the second day towards the end of this beautiful month. So I just hope that you guys are ready to be with us, and of course, man, stay with us across all social media platforms. We are Vooka Breakfast Show, and the hashtag to use right now on YouTube, it is the hashtag of Vooka Breakfast Show. And if you want to dial us in, the number to do that, that's 060-493-3226. That is 060-493-3226. And yes, if I haven't told you, so much is lined up for today's morning. It's Tuesday, and you know, Tuesday we choose ourselves. We choose anything that has to do with impact, because a lot of things are taking place in our country and our communities. We need to take full accountability and stand up to some of those things. So if you are right now joining us and you are ready to kickstart this beautiful morning with us, please hop on the comment section, talk to us, engage with us. Let us have this beautiful morning and let us make it, of course, man, impactful. My name is Muketi Maimane, and I am happy to be with you. Wherever you are, I would like to say good morning to you. I hope that you're doing good and looking forward for this beautiful day. With that being said, I know that there are people who are traveling on the roads, and they are, of course, waiting for that daily dose of positivity. Today, I'm just going to be doing it different and giving you your financials. We have heard, of course, in our social media that the rand is supposed to be stronger than other currencies out there. So in terms of how the markets are doing, we've got you covered. So what I'm going to do is to deep dive into our markets and our financials, just to look into how are we looking like and how is the rand doing on the 28th of October 2025. With that being said, let me waste your time. Starting off with the US dollar, how is it doing against the rand? So for each and every dollar, you must have 17 rand 18 cents, right? And then the dollar slide continues. US imports could cost you less in rand terms. And then heading over to your Great Britain pound, which is right now at 23 rand 93 cents. For each and every Great Britain pound, you need to have 23 rands 93 cents. So the pound, it's flexing, and UK goods and travel just got a little bit pricier. And then when you head over to the Botswana Pula, for each and every Pula, you need to have 1 rand 19 cents. So the Pula has retreated, better cross-border shopping deals for all of the South African consumers. And then when we head over, of course, to the British pound, for each and every Botswana Pula, I'm sorry about that. And then heading over to your Japanese yen, the yen is currently at 11 cents. For each and every rand, you must have 11 cents. So the yen stays soft. Japanese imports remain affordable. And when we head over to the euro, each and every euro, you must have 20 rands. Euro edges up, and it could nudge up your European holiday budget. And then second last, it is the Australian dollar at 11 rand 26 cents. It's 11 rand 26 cents. The Aussie dollar dips, and imported wines and goods may be cheaper. So that is what we are looking into on this beautiful Tuesday morning. And then on the Chinese yuan, you need to have 2 rand 41 cents. The yuan eases up, and electronics from China may see a slight price relief. So that's all for your financials. Hope that was helpful. Just to let you know in terms of what are the markets doing like and how is the rand performing against other currencies out there. Right. A very good morning to you. Hope that you're going to be with us once again. And you know that I am not always alone right here, man. I've got the best team, and the team that makes this magic possible for each and every morning from 7 a.m. up until 10 a.m. Joining me on the table is Mr. B, man. A very good morning to you, man. How are you doing?
What's good, Mo? What's good, Vooka Nation? You know, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep.
Speaking of finances, I came wearing my Bricks shirt.
Yeah.
Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the currencies are currencying.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, the G20 is happening next month.
Yep. Next month.
Yeah, it's just a stone throw away. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And hopefully these engagements will improve the rand so that we've got more purchasing or buying power.
Yeah.
Right. But as it stands right now, as far as currencies are concerned,
Yeah.
it's looking good. I mean, for 17 rand for the dollar.
Yep.
For someone like myself, I mean, I've purchased a lot of things online, and the exchange rate, I can say, in my opinion, is looking good. I mean, if we can get it around the 15 rand mark, then that'll be awesome. Yeah.
And for someone, because I've seen something on social media, I think it's something that I came across during the weekend, saying that there is power manipulating in these currencies. They are saying that the dollar
Banks
is supposed
actually.
to be, dollar is supposed to be 7 rands actually, not 17 rands.
I mean, once upon a time, there was a time where the South African rand was stronger than the dollar, right? So, but that was like ages ago.
Yeah.
The fact that it has gone so high to such an extent is really ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, more especially if you're going to be importing a lot of these goods from the US or these other countries, there's also these taxes that we have to pay.
Yeah.
And whenever I compare some of the tech videos or the products, you'll find that for an iPhone, typically, your iPhone Pro Max, like a 17 Pro Max, I'm trying to equate it to what they would pay in the US. It's around about 20,000 rand. But then when we pay for an iPhone 17 Pro Max, it could go up all the way through to 35,000 rand.
Wow.
35,000 rand. So again, there is some form of manipulation, and banks were under investigation. But then again, we're talking about the private sector here.
Yep.
Right? The private sector, they can do whatever they want. And I mean, look, it also happens in government, but because it's like a private institution, they can manipulate foreign currency, forex, exchange rates, you name it. Commodities, stocks and bonds, and all of that. Even when it comes to company valuations, you've seen how most startups have a very high value
when they start.
When they start. But then you ask yourself, but what is it that this company is doing to have a valuation so high? So I guess it's the value that they feel is appropriate, and then they give that to that company. And then they go public. A lot of people buy shares only to find out that this company is worth nothing.
Yeah.
Private sector for you.
Everything currency, man, foreign exchange, because I know right now you might think this information is not as important as you think for you until you get to travel and you have to now, exchange your rent to the currency to the country that you're going to. Because right now, for example, let me say you get a job in Britain, right? If you're going to be looking at the amount of money that you have when you convert it, because if you have 11,490 rands and 65 cents, when you come back to South Africa, you're going to get 500 rands. 500 British pounds actually. When you convert it, it's 11,490 rands 65 cents. That is only 500 British pound. So that is the power that we are talking about when it comes to currencies. And of course, man, if you're somebody who likes to travel, and if you are someone who likes to go to different countries, these are some of the trends, market trends that you need to look out for when you have your currency and learning about other people's currency. So talk to us out there if you are somebody who wishes to travel to other countries, and what is that dream destination that you have always wished for. Maybe we can also help you in terms of finding out the currency of that country right here. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. And the number 2, of course, send your comment on your voice note. That's 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. And interesting things, they always take place right here as we have opened up, man, with some of the news headlines that are bringing the talking points right here. So we also want to hear from you in terms of what do you think. But before we go there, we have something interesting that we want to discuss right here on the topical discussion table. in which we call it the conversation that break the ice. You know, each and every morning, I know wherever you are, you're looking for something that is going to give you that energy, that moment to kickstart your day on a very high energetic note. With that being said, let me just introduce the conversation that we're going to be talking about right here. So the question is, are you an indirect communicator or know someone who communicates indirectly through social media posts or WhatsApp statuses? Or you're somebody who would like to initiate a discussion somewhere so that you voice out some of the concerns that you have, right? We know that there are people who like to communicate indirectly, whereby you are having a conversation with them, something happens, and then the next minute a status has popped out. And you see, this thing is directed straightly to you. So are you that someone? And if you are that someone, why? Because a lot of people have their own reasons why they are indirect communicators. It's like, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want them to feel bad about what just happened. That's why I would rather post the status, whether on my WhatsApp, whether on my Facebook, whether on my Instagram, so that I can make the message more clearer. So are you somebody who indirects through social media posts and WhatsApp statuses? Talk to us right there. You can leave down your comment and say, you know what, Vooka Nation, Mo, Mr. B, this is how I comment and this is how I communicate with people out there. But for me personally, I don't communicate it though.
I'm curious.
I don't communicate at all, guys. Whatever that happened, let it just pass, man. I mean, because I know that for some other people, they take things a little bit too serious. And now when you take things a little bit too serious, it's like you have lost the whole point of where this conversation was supposed to go. So, according to you?
I mean, think of the times when COVID was still prevalent.
Yeah.
So a lot of people got to communicate with other individuals online.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that culture somehow has persevered even after COVID, that we communicate online. And we've seen that with the status updates, people fire shots. It's one way of communicating, sure, but you can fire shots using your social updates.
Yeah.
Right? You know what? Some people are just 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But then when the person that you know that this is intended for, automatically you just know that this is meant for me.
Yeah.
Right? But for me personally, I don't even post at all.
Yeah.
If I do post, it's probably because I was phone tapping my phone. It says Kwameni, and I accidentally post. But for me, not purposely, so I don't post.
Yeah.
But if I do post, I'm try to be somewhat aware. But I also do understand there are some people that it's really difficult for them to communicate.
Yeah.
And they would rather resort to that. So I'm not judging anyone, but I think it's good and it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good and it's bad. But rather than being depressed, man, just fire the shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire.
And yeah, man, of course, we've got Angie right here on the conversation. Angie, talk to us, man. Yep.
I think it's more of people fear confrontation,
Yeah.
You grow up thinking that when you confront someone, they are going to take it as an attack. So I think it's easier for people to express themselves, go statusing, and not be upfront with people.
Yeah.
But I think that's something you outgrow also as a person.
Yeah.
Because why are you, I don't know, firing shots, go to statusing at this day and age?
Indirectly.
Come on.
Yeah.
Text the person, communicate. I get it, that's what we're trying to, normalize now.
And improve. Yes.
Yeah, improve our communication as people, and that will lead to our relationships, friendships, and every other
Yeah.
that will lead to them being better than what they are now.
Yeah.
But if you continue to speak good statusing, then we're just burning bridges more than anything.
Okay, let me be the devil's advocate here, because I feel like it's a medium, guys. And we know that people have, are becoming more sensitive right now with everything that is going on. And you would like to say, you know what, instead of going to them directly, let me post something. Maybe they will understand. Maybe they will, sit down and say, okay, Oh, actually, you're speaking to me, but let me not rather, respond. Because the reason I posted a status, I didn't want you to respond. It's an indirect communication whereby I need you to notice some of the things. Because I can't be with you and then I ask you like for 50 rands. And then you say you don't have it. And then 1 minute after, like some friends here, when you are there for them, they will not come for you. Of course, you will see that this is directed for you.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Because when that happens and next thing you see me spend the 50 rand,
Yep.
and then I post, or you post, good, yeah, some people. Hey guys, some people you are there for them. Hey, when they have to reciprocate and show back the love, they don't do that.
Yep.
And then Namia post, and I post as well. And, in terms of gratitude, you do something for someone once, they appreciate and say thank you. You do it a second time, they appreciate. A third time, hey man, they start having some expectations.
Yeah.
And then you do it a third time, they start demanding it. You do it a fifth time, now this thing is locked, yabo. And this is me posting now. You do this thing once, twice, thrice. And then when you don't do it the sixth time,
Yeah.
already you know, man, this guy is talking to me because of what happened.
Yeah.
Right? So, is it possible that we are scared of confronting or confrontation, being confronted, or, because to a certain extent, there's a reason why that 15 apumang.
Yeah.
No, man, this 50 was for something else. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. But this is how we tend to communicate nowadays. Not so long ago, there was a judge that was in the headlines because of how he communicates
communicated, yeah.
indirectly. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you send a peeled banana and what else did he send?
Oh, it's a peeled banana. Yeah, because the most one that I kept on mentioning repeatedly was the peeled banana.
Yeah.
And then he made examples that if I sent you maybe a bitten apple, does it mean that, whatever that you guys are saying? Because it's just emojis. If
Sure.
I am craving something and I put an apple or any fruit,
Peach.
a peach out there,
A peach and an eggplant.
yeah, it doesn't mean, it translates to what you guys are thinking right now.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think with this one, I feel like some people, they prefer, a lenient way of communicating with other people out there to say, you are my friend and I know you. And communicating with you indirectly always works out because I feel like you take time to process what I'm trying to say. Because if I'm with you on a phone call, you snap just like that.
Sure.
And now we can't have a proper communication. Even if I send you a text, you will send me a 15-minute voice note telling me about the things that I have done to you. So let me post a status to a point that you process some of these things that we are talking about. Because trust me, communicating with status, it's different. It hits different.
I get what you're saying, and it's quite valid. I agree with that approach where if someone is a brick wall, then I've tried everything. So mhlawumbe, if I communicate through a status update, then maybe you might get it. But do you also not think on the flip side that it's also used as a means of protecting oneself, so that when you are being confronted, it's like, man, next up I wasn't talking about you. The same way. So, Mister, what's the relationship about banana, peeled banana? No, I mean, I was just sending a fruit.
A fruit.
Yeah, but
a fruit. It's just it's not translate to harm and things like that. It's friendly. It's
just a fruit.
Yeah, it's just a fruit.
So it goes back to what you said
about
them being scared. Like, okay, not them, us human beings. I think more than anything, it's fear.
Sure.
Because I don't know how you're gonna take it, and I might say something to you. What if I'm too sensitive for whatever it is that you're gonna throw back at me?
Sure. Look, I mean.
Yeah, I think that could be a conflicting.
Yeah, like in the dating space.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So you'll say something. Ne? Now, if the response is not the positive response you were looking for, you can always backtrack and roll. Man. When you thought I was talking about, come on, man, get your mind out the gutter, right?
Yeah.
But then if she responded or he responds positively, you go with the flow.
Yeah.
So it's more like a safety a protocol or mechanism or safety net.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't go well,
Yeah.
I was just using banter just to communicate. But no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
So in the dating space, I get it. It's just a safety net. But then also, the same can be applied even in casual relationships, that when you post online, status update, you just fought with someone, but you know what? Some people can really take away your peace in the morning, right? They know, the recipient knows.
Yeah.
But then when they confront you, you can say, no.
Yeah.
I was just, talking in general. Someone can just take your peace in.
Yeah.
But when the perpetrator or whoever, I'm the one that they're talking about.
Yeah.
So I think it's being used, as a means of indirectly communicating, and then obviously they know.
Yeah.
Or sometimes what I'm thinking of is, attention seeking, because I don't know if we've covered this a while back, or there are people that just post. Maybe the person that spoils their morning, they don't have WhatsApp, they don't have Facebook, so there's the chances of seeing that post is very minimal, close to impossible. But then they would then post and then, hey, show me what's going on. So it's like taking your laundry and putting it out there. But at the same time, guys, with mental health, I do advocate for people to speak up. So if you find comfort in talking through my status updates, and we then come to you and say, man, is everything okay?
Yeah.
If that is your way of opening up a conversation, then sure.
Also, I want to ask, so what happens if the person posts but doesn't get any feedback? Isn't that going to make them hate themselves and lead them to
I was about
suicide or something?
I was
now they
about
feel
to
like no one cares.
Yeah. I was about to say that. So there are people who actually build environments for themselves, right? Whether they're being toxic, whether they're being good people, they want, responses from other people. Because that if the message is directed to you and you do not answer, there is someone who's going to ask what is going on, right? And then that person, they use that person as, to... Exactly, whereby they tell them things to say, okay, Chomi, this is what happened, right? The message did not get to the right person which it was communicated to. So the other people, 3 more people will respond to the status. Hey, what's going on? And then you give all of those people the version of your story, and you get different results, and different responses. And according to those responses, you will choose what is right for you.
Sure.
I've seen that's what people do out there.
It's the equivalent of Instagram, when someone posts a picture, no one likes the photo.
Yeah.
It does hurt their self-esteem, right? Where people are out here doing the most.
Yeah.
But then because there's minimal likes or minimal engagement, it then takes a toll or reflection on how they feel as human beings. So that, I could say it's something different, because that's just a thing that, people go through.
Yeah.
Or the ones that are seeking attention online.
Yeah.
But in terms of communicating here, directly or indirectly, when someone posts something online, because when you are communicating, you've got an outcome, and the outcome is to say, I want this particular individual or group of people to get the message, right? But when you somehow post randomly, I guess maybe you also do want some attention, I suppose, but this one is quite different, because you are communicating, but not directly so, and it could be for various reasons, but I do understand why they would do what you're saying. Yeah.
So now let's bring it back right here, because I want to know from you guys, if you come across a status that is directed from you, do you ignore the status or do you respond?
Shangabom. Honestly.
Personally, I would ignore it.
Yeah.
And then maybe when we meet in person, sit you down and ask you why you think that is a mature way of communicating with me.
Yeah.
If that was directed to me, then why do you think that would get to me?
I mean, personally, I think for somebody who is trying to learn, how people behave, I think I would respond to the status. And it's like, okay, no, man.
But
talk
now,
to me.
but now, where
Talk
do you
to me.
respond? So let's imagine.
Yeah.
This was posted on Facebook.
Okay.
So obviously, when you respond on the thread.
Yep.
Right. And some people can be snacks, yes.
Yep.
And ruin your morning. Do you respond in the comment thread?
I screenshot.
So, but now, my question would be, if they wanted to take this public,
yeah,
why do you respond privately?
I mean, because I feel like this is the conversation that we have. I mean, it cannot be a coincidence that the same person did what I have just done right now. So let me take a screenshot and send it to you and say, no, if you want to talk to me straight, rather than going on social media.
But they took it public. That's the difference. They took the conversation public.
For me, I would constitute as you being and making it serious. Because there's me when you're talking to me on the phone and I'm like, you know what? Maybe you feel like I'm not taking this serious. Then let me take it public then.
I think what it's saying is you would be the bigger person.
Yep.
Like if the person decided to post it on a public platform,
Yeah.
he would then screenshot and be the bigger person and be like, yo, let's have this
talk.
chat.
So me being the antagonist here,
Yeah.
you don't want to fight fire with fire. Public for public. Private
No,
for private.
public is like, okay, I'm ready for people to see. I'm ready for people to see us, how we behave out there. I'm ready to take out everything that we have decided or we said is going to be private, public. Because now I'm going to ask. Because obviously when I go into the comment section, I'm going to tell you that, hey, dude, or hey, I mean, we were supposed to talk about this on WhatsApp and I don't understand why you brought this here. Then she or he responds, then my ear. Let the train continue and then we'll see you go to Sbegago because that's what you wanted. Because most people, they think people will be on their side, only to find out you don't know where I'm coming from. You don't know the kind of people that I'm surrounded with.
Yep.
And only to find out people are defending me on the same post. Then you remove the post. For what? Why are you removing the post? Because that's what you started.
Yeah.
I'm giving what you wanted. Because you feel like it failed for us to do it private. So let us take it public. Because you feel like this is more deserving to be a public announcement.
I mean,
for
look,
people to voice in
they
their
can turn
thoughts.
around and say, dude, this was not aimed at you.
Right there in the comment section.
Yeah, like calm down.
Yep.
Calm down. It's not about you. Yeah, it was tender too much. It's not about you. Right? That's the safety net Angie was talking about.
Yeah,
Uguti.
yeah.
Basically, you don't want to commit. So, you know, Socrates, ne? They were like, he was famous for all things back then. One of the things was around the philosophy of questioning. So when you enter a debate, there was like these 5 questions that he would ask you. But when inside a debate, you would first have to take a position. Because a position basically says, this is what I stand for and this is what I believe in. Okay? Now, you go into an argument and someone states a position. Okay? Whatever it is. Democrats, Republicans, really doesn't matter. Or Konja China yini?
Monarch. Republic of China.
Yeah, and then there's one in China, man. China.
Which one is that? Dynasty.
No, man. It's here. It's just on the tip of my tongue. But so, China, where they do where they enforce izinto, man. Okay, but the world will come back, right? You take a stance. So remember, when campaigning in the US, some of them are Democrats, Republicans, liberates, and whatever. So you take a position. Now, Socrates then has these questions. Okay, so you take a stance, right? You believe that everyone should have equal rights or whatever it is. Now, the question would then be, what makes you believe that what you are saying is true? So now you have to go ahead and defend your position. So now when someone is posting online, right, essentially they are taking technically they should be taking a position where they are stating 1, 2, and 3, this is what I believe in, right? But if people communicating directly, they are not taking a position. That's where the the trick is. They are not taking a position, because the day you come and you confront me, Oguti, but why would you say this and this and this about me? I can turn around and say, but what makes you think this was about you?
Yeah.
Right? So if someone doesn't take a position, that's where it becomes a little bit dangerous. Yeah. So maybe, because some of the other techniques to counter against these things as Socrates is that you would ask Uguti, so tell me, I'm asking a question, Uguti, do you believe that I'm a horrible human being, etc., etc.? This is a straightforward question where I'm asking you to take a position. And when you do take a position, then we can start having an engagement. But for the fact that you've posted something online, you haven't really taken a position, but somehow you know that this post is directly talking to me indirectly. So it's difficult to argue with someone that this that you are saying is indeed talking to you, because I can say, no, man, it's got nothing to do with you. Relax.
All right, man.
Too much.
Talk to us right there on YouTube by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Are you somebody who would communicate indirectly, or if someone communicates with you indirectly, would you respond to that communication, of course, that has been sent out there? Whether it's a WhatsApp status, whether it's an Instagram post, it's a story on every platform out there, would you respond to that platform? I mean, we have seen it with a lot of girls, but abafana mabafe. Abafana mabashe, and you've just had an argument with her right now, like 2 minutes ago, and then you see a post ukuthi abafana mabashe, like kuluma phela. What is it that you want to talk about? Because now you communicating with clues, it's not going to help what we are trying to solve right here, because I know there are people who like to give you clues everywhere you go, whether it's social media, whether it's when you guys are meeting, and they're like, I thought you were going to get what I was trying to communicate to you, but it's not like that. So talk to us right there at home if you are someone who communicates indirectly, or if somebody has communicated with you indirectly. What we're gonna do right now is to take a short break, and then when we come back, so much is lined up, as we have some of the trending topics out there that would like to you share your sentiments on. With that being said, let us take a short break, and then when we come back, we are going to give you your morning view in terms of the news summary and breakdown of some of the talking points from your news headlines. So don't switch the dial.
Say goodbye to you for your shoes. Said you needed space. Said you needed more time to think. So you went away. But you still would stay in my dream. Now you're back for more. Why you in my reality? My hair closed the door. Even though my heart just won't leave. That was then, can't go back. Hurts so bad, had to block out the memory. If we try again, start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same, like it in the worst way. You've been gone away. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away. 50-11 days, 50-11 days, 50-11. I lost count of all of the weeks that you have your way. Wouldn't pick a fight when you'd leave. Now you're back for more. Did you find the healing you seek, or did you realize that I'm everything that you need? That was then. Go back. Hurt so bad. Had to block out the memory. Yeah. Start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. You've
It's still a Tuesday morning right here on another beautiful morning edition of the Vooka Breakfast Show. You know, it is your energetic start to your day, accompanied by that daily dose of positivity. Good morning, and how are you doing on this beautiful morning? I hope that you guys are taking care of yourself because it's Tuesday. What are you choosing? Because we need to choose impact. We need to choose resolving some of the conflicts that we are going through in a very, healthy manner, because healthy relationships is what we are always striving for. So are you someone who is striving for healthy relationships? Because I know if you choose yourself, that means you choose peace. You choose love, and you choose to be around impactful environment that help you to become the best version of yourself, right? That so much is lined up on this beautiful Tuesday morning, and the hashtag to use, of course, is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Right now we are live on YouTube. Please press the subscription button and the notification button so that whenever we go live, you will be notified that your Vooka Breakfast team is live, and you get ready for that energetic start to your day. Before the break, I have of course told you that we're going to be getting into everything that speaks to what is going in and all around South Africa with our latest news headline. Some of the talking points that we need to talk to you about. I know wherever you are, you're asking yourself, guys, what is going to happen to a certain somebody who has done this? Don't worry, these are some of the headlines that we have had. These are some of the headlines that are making news out there. So if you have any sentiments that you want to share with us, please hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Right there on the comment section is the hashtag to use. Right, let me not waste any of your time and get straight into it. On the first one, Gauteng plans the hospital upgrades, staffing boost, and the accountability reforms. We know that when it comes to the health and the Department of Healthcare in South Africa, a lot of corruption has been going on. Even in the commission, it has been mentioned that the budget that was supposed to go to some health facilities was, of course, wasted, and the funds were mismanaged. So what happened is the Gauteng Department of Health has admitted that corruption and mismanagement have severely weakened the province's healthcare system. The SIU's Tembisa Hospital report exposed major procurement failures where public funds were grossly misused. In response, the department is launching a revamp of 500 health facilities and introducing a new accountability system to plug the financial leakages, previously yielding only 50 cents of value for every rand spent. The reform follows mounting public frustration over collapsing infrastructure, medicine shortages, and delayed payments to services providers. Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi has tied these reforms to a broader provincial anti-corruption drive. The healthcare overhaul is also seen as a direct response to the 2 billion rand Tembisa Hospital fraud scandal, which exposed how politically connected contractors siphoned funds through the fake tenders. So you're asking yourself right now, what is next when we are talking about this? The department will roll out all of the upgrades in the phases, beginning with Tembisa, Chris Hani Baragwanath, and Leratong Hospital. A new monitoring and evaluation unit will track financial efficiency and service delivery. Law enforcement collaboration with the SIU and Hawks will continue, with several implicated officials expected to face prosecution. I don't know what you think, but I feel like this is another way of dealing with the corruption that we are having in our country, as now the plans are going on and accountability is going to be reformed.
We hope so. We hope so. Mo, imagine you give me 20 rands for a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And then what I come back with is half a loaf. You will ask questions.
Yep.
So I want to frame it that way for the Vooka Nation, that for every 1 rand spent, the value that we get back is 50 cents. You buy a loaf of bread, or you're expecting a loaf of bread because you paid for a loaf of bread, or the budget is for a loaf of bread, but what comes back is actually a half a loaf. This is what's happening. So I hear that, and I understand some of these things take time to for them to be rolled out. But then in terms of an accountability plan, this sounds like a familiar song. Like we've played the song a number of times, especially when it comes to the State of the Nation address and other parliament reshuffling of ministers and all of that, that they are doing all that they can to curb corruption. For the very first time, in my humble opinion, I really do think that the Madlanga Commission, this is where we are shaking things up. But prior to that, when they're talking about let's get rid of corruption, let's find ways in which we can stop corruption, I really haven't seen that much. But I think for the first time we could see a shake-up. So even with this one, my question is the plan for accountability along the procurement or the supply chain, that what are the steps to curb or to cut down, because criminals are smart. They find ways within the system. But then what are some of the ways to curb or to alleviate or cut down on corruption completely? So for me personally, I'm just saying, look, it's good that this whole thing has come to light, and the special investigating unit is cracking down on where are the leakages. But I really want to see a system that is really fail-proof. So I'll give you an example. So you know, in the tech space, when Bitcoin was introduced, a lot of people were skeptics. But one thing about the Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency is that they introduced what is called a general ledger. So what happens in the general ledger is that whenever a transaction is conducted, so both on your end, on my end, we write to the same ledger, the very same record. There is no way you can say that you sent me 20 rands worth of Bitcoin and you write to this ledger, and I write that you only gave me 5 rands. So this is where the discrepancy comes in, that for a value of 1 rand, we only got back 50 cents of the value. So with cryptocurrency and the ledger, they found a way to make sure that the transacting is transparent, so that anyone and everyone, if you want to verify it, you can. So my question, which I think this will then require a follow-up, is that when saying you are looking at accountability throughout the entire supply chain, is this something that can be audited even by the general public? Because with public companies, if you want to know their financials and all of that, you can download it from some website because it's public facing information. In this case, if we want to find out if whether or not some tenders and other things have been legally granted, do we have a system to verify that even myself or the next person, so that no, but the independent auditors that were somehow bought themselves, which sort of cancels out the term independent. Now, but they were bought, so we can't really say that they were cracking down on, or it's a means of cracking down on corruption. But if there's a way to publicly verify that a tender was given and the value of the tender was also received. Because here we give 100%, but we get back 50%.
Very interesting, man, because on Sunday I was watching, Checkpoint, and this, of course, was about this whole Mr. Maumela, the 2 billion, of course, that he acquired through illegal, tenders, right? So one of the victims in the Tembisa hospital, there was a guy who was left there, in the hospital in his ward, and he didn't eat for 4 days.
Imagine.
And he lost his life.
Imagine.
So those are some of the cases that they're starting to find out, to say that money that was meant for improving the facility, even buying the food for the patients at the hospital, it was splundered by a business person outside there.
It makes you question what is success, because at the end of the day, most of us would see someone and then attribute some level of success based on what we see. So we question nowadays what is success, because the people that we've looked up to, turns out they are criminals. And I'm not saying I'm putting a price tag on, how much success an individual can attain. But the ones that we've seen, or go into this kind of business, it turns out that it's just pure criminals.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So what is success in today's day and age?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I've always coined it that, look, just as long as I'm able to live, got a nice car, if maybe 2 or 3 cars, but the ability for me to be able to sleep at night knowing that if, let's say, I'm in the healthcare sector, I did not take away medication from someone that rightfully deserves it, then sure, I can say that I've done what I need to do.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, we're not all the same. I understand that to some people, or they call it new money, whatever it is, they can make wild decisions because of that.
Yeah.
But then what is success at the end of the day?
True. So talk to us right there using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. With there's a whole, of course, man, when it comes to the Gauteng plans with the hospital upgrades, and some of those hospitals they have mentioned right here is Tembisa Hospital, Chris Hani Baragwanath, and lastly Leratong Hospital. And of course, man, speaking of the Madlanga Commission, we know that there is a name that is busy making headlines on social media, which is Vusumuzi Ket Matlala. So the Johannesburg Court rejected Vusumuzi Matlala's bail application. So what happened is the Johannesburg High Court has denied bail to alleged crime boss Vusumuzi Ket Matlala, citing concerns that his release would undermine justice and endanger witnesses. This is Matlala's second failed bail bid after the Alexandra Magistrate Court earlier ruled against him. He stands accused of orchestrating the 2023 murder of his girlfriend, socialite Tebogo Tobejane, in what prosecutors call a premeditated hit. Matlala, a reputed figure in Johannesburg criminal underworld, faces charges including murder, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice. His case has drawn public attention for its alleged links to entertainment industry, violence, and organized crime. Prosecutors argue that his influence could intimidate witnesses or disrupt investigations if granted the bail. So what is next right now, and what we are looking into, is that Matlala remains in custody pending trial preparation, expected to commence early in 2026. The state is now finalizing its witness protection arrangement while police pursue additional suspects connected to the killing. Legal analysts suggest that the outcome could set a precedent for bail rulings involving organized crime suspects. And this goes to what Mr. Former Police Minister Begitele was talking about at the commission, when he was testifying, saying one of, the things, that is creating a setback in the policing in South Africa is bail, right? Because with the bail, he has seen that the bail, system and the bail structure is so messed up.
It is.
Because someone can commit a crime and then he's put behind bars and then he can be granted bail. Imagine seeing somebody who has murdered someone, like you have seen this person murdering someone, but they're walking out because of the bail system in South Africa.
Usually they would say that the justice system is not meant for everyone, but typically for those that can somehow defeat the ends of justice. Because if you can pay for freedom, it means that you can commit a crime and then still walk away scot-free. Even if it's not bail, some of them, and I'm talking about misdemeanor crimes, you would find that those individuals committed a crime and you reported it because you didn't want to take the law into your own hands. But then they somehow paid. It's not bail directly but then they somehow paid the system, and then the next thing you see the very same individual walking the streets. So that is what they are looking into right now, to say, we do not want, for people to undermine the justice system right here in South Africa. So we are not going to grant Mr. Vusi Ket Matlala his bail. So you can let us know what you think right there by using hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Lastly, Muzi Sibia resumes testimony in Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. So what is happening and what happened right now is Muzi, the first accused in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, returned to the witness stand as the case reaches its 11th anniversary. Sibia maintains his innocence, rejecting claims that he confessed to the 2014 of the killing of Bafana captain. He denies that any connection to the singer Kelly Khumalo or the Buthelezi brothers, whom the state alleges were part of the 100,000 rand contract killing plot. So the high-profile trial has gripped some
South Africans 4 years with the accusation of police incompetence, tempered evidence, and political interference. The state's narrative paints Khumalo as the mastermind, alleging she orchestrated the hit after a domestic dispute. Defense lawyers argue that their clients were wrongfully implicated to shield the influential figures. So what is going to happen right now is that Sibiya's cross-examination continues this week, with the defense expected to challenge the authenticity of the confession and DNA evidence. The court will also review forensic inconsistencies raised in earlier testimonies. Observers are also expected in closing the arguments before the year end, paving the way for 2026 verdict in one of South Africa's most watched murder cases. And of course, there is a lot that is going on with the murder cases, with the Madlanga Commission, and some of the people who are found in the commission are also called to testify in the Senzo Meyiwa. But a lot of people are still asking the same question, that are we going to really find the person who is behind the death of Senzo Meyiwa? Till today, that is the question that the public still asks. I know that you also have your opinion. You can share it with us right there by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, and let us know what are your thoughts and what are your sentiments when it comes to the court case of Senzo Meyiwa murder trial.
So Mo, I'll take just a detour, ne?
Yeah.
And talk about who's this guy that was on the stand on the ad hoc commission recently? Bheki Cele, right? Because Bheki Cele was talking about AKA that Anele was, or there's records that apparently she was murdered, as opposed to her committing suicide. So, I mean, if these things are only coming out now just because of people are being called to account for things, then something tells me someone knows what happened with the whole Senzo Meyiwa case, but then just because there isn't any heat on it at the moment. I mean, yes, I understand the heat in terms of the courts and all of that. And remember the money that the state is spending for all of these investigations. But something tells me that there's just something here. If people can be called to testify and account, then something might just come out of this, where they know certain individuals who's covering up what and so on and so on. Because we thought that, look, with the whole AKA Anele, everything was done, and it's like, let's just let it be. But now it's coming to light. It's coming up again that, look, guys, it's not what you as the public were told. So there's the official narrative, but then there's also the one that we as the public we're not aware of. Even high profile, ministers and people right now at the commission, they feel safe around Mkhwanazi himself, because this comes as, when you're testifying, you were, supposed to be one of the whistleblowers, but you know what South Africans do out there when you are a whistleblower. I mean, a simple example was Barbara, with the whole Tembisa hospital saga. She was assassinated because she knew something. So do you think maybe it's part of the Big Five? The syndicate?
I think so. I think so. Because now they wanted these, I think high-profile people wanted a way that they will find in terms of them being shaken, right? And them coming out with ways of shaking the Big Five, and ways of us being protected after this whole thing has happened. Because right now, a lot of people, they're playing it safe to say, if I talk, who is going to protect me right now? Because we know the Big Five are very powerful. The Big Five cartel, they've got, hands in even in the police themselves. So people do want that sense of protection. And also with the last few testimonies that came through, people chose to do it anonymously, remotely so, just to protect their identity. So it goes to show that people know what's going on. It's just that no one is speaking up at the moment. Right? So we seeing that little by little things are coming out. But it goes to show that people know. People know. Exactly. So talk to us right there by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. That's what we have for your news recap. Of course, you can come through, man, and share your sentiments or your thoughts down there on the comment section. For now, let us take a short break, and then when we come back, we've got another interesting trending topic right now on X, in which people, of course, they're talking about the ways of qualification. You know, what kind of institution you need to go to in order for your qualification to be validated or for your qualification to be credible. So people are talking about looking down on the UNISA qualification, but it's something that we're going to be talking about after this short break. So please don't switch the dial.
See, or did you read that I'm everything that you need? That was there. Go back. Hurt so bad. Had to block out the memory. Yeah, started from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. Since you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name. I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same. Love it in the worst way. You've been gone away. Since you've been gone away. You've been gone away. I forgot your middle name. I forgot your birthday. Your favorite position. Do we still have chemistry? Yeah. Since you've been gone away so long. I should've known better, deja vu. I should've known better that I'd lose. I should've known better. Tell me that this wasn't all for nothing. I should've known better than I did. I should've known better. Love's love, man. I should've known better than to give my all. It never works out for me. Could've kept it at a friendship. No hard feelings, no bad endings. Now look at where we are. Old familiar restart. Put the cards on my heart. Welcome back to the sad girl part. I should've known I'm better off alone. I should've known when you were hiding your phone. I should've known that time would show me your true colors. I feel I would play the fool. I should've known you would break our rules. I should've known you wasn't ready to be a lover for me. Could've kept it at a friendship. No bad endings, no hard feelings. Now look at where we are. Familiar, restart. Put the cards on my heart. Welcome back to the sad girl part. We didn't even have to go there. No. Could've kept it at a friendship. No bad endings, no hard feelings. Now look at where we are. Familiar, restart. Put the cards on my heart. Welcome back to the sad girl part.
It's still a very beautiful Tuesday morning where we are starting off by choosing impact. On this beautiful day, wherever you're watching and listening from, talk to us. What is it that you are choosing? Because I know for most people it is difficult to make a decision in terms of what they want to choose, in terms of what is it that they are deciding to go with. Yes, you are somebody who struggles with making decisions in your day-to-day life, but don't worry, we are going to help you with that, with so much that is lined up, with so much that we have been talking about. Before the break, we're just giving you a news recap on some of the news headlines that we started with. So I would like you to share your sentiments right there on the YouTube and let us know what are your thoughts and what are you thinking, right? Of course, the number two, of course, man, to hop on and send us your voice note or your comment. That's 0604933226. That's 0604933226. We have Vooka Breakfast Show on all social media platforms. All you need to do is to hop on and follow us so that whatever update that will come, you will be notified, and then we are going to take it from there. Right, as I mentioned, man, it is the 28th of October, the second day, and of course, man, we know that we are heading to the last days of this week. This is the last week of October, and I would like to talk about some of the impactful things that have taken place in this month. We know that this month raises awareness for breast cancer and for mental health. So it is very important to look and do a recap on some of the organizations out there that have highlighted and that have came through and spoke to people and give them meaningful information that they can use. But on the lighter note, you know that we always have the social media streets, and we always encourage you to check us on our social media platform. But outside that, there is things that are happening, which is trending headlines on our social media. Whether you're somebody who is in a Facebook, you're seeing a post that people have created a thread on, they're talking about, and it's making huge and big trending topic in Mzansi. But we know that our famous platform that is meant to make those headline famous and rank them is X. So you're asking yourself what happened on X and what are people saying? So before the break, I spoke about the qualifications. You know, an institution that you have went to that credits you, or the qualification that you have got from that institution. Does it credit you to become or work in, big companies out there? Because right now people are looking down on people who have qualifications from UNISA. And we're asking ourselves, why are you doing that? Like, do you know, guys, about UNISA? Do you know what does UNISA offer? Because UNISA is the largest open distance learning institution in the whole of Africa, the longest standing dedicated distance education university in the world, and they enroll 1/3 of South African students. So people are like, you know what, if you have a qualification from UNISA, guys, no man, like, what are you doing? Like, it's not it.
I mean, there's some merit to the whole argument, but then we cannot really take a blanket approach, because we have heard about fly-by-nights, fly-by-night tertiary institutions, right? So if you got your qualification from an unknown tertiary education institution, then you were scammed, right? So that's not the argument. We're not arguing if whether UNISA is a fly-by-night. We know that the qualifications are valid.
Yep.
We know that they've been there for the longest of time. But then people are saying, because you did distance learning. And nowadays, obviously, it has changed, because before, the distance or the correspondence or the Cordell initiative, where your questions or your textbooks or everything was mailed through the normal mail, and then you would get your assignment and mail it back. But that was years back. But now with technology, they also have online classes, right? Just like other universities. Exactly. So as much as it's still considered an open learning distance university, but then they've bridged some of these gaps that most of us were familiar with back in the days. So it's still a credible institution altogether, right? So we're not applying a blanket approach, but I understand because we're not talking about fly by night. So maybe the thinking is of old.
Yeah.
That if you are a UNISA graduate, you studied by yourself and you had no one to consult with.
Yeah.
So what you know is what's in your head.
Yeah.
Can't be verified. And they just gave you those marks and you are somehow self-proclaimed.
Yeah. With the qualification that you have.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that this is some kind of misinformation because we know there are people who take this kind of information and they use it to say, no, I'm not going to study in UNISA because this is what people are saying on Twitter.
Sure.
And a lot of them, they believe that UNISA is just an online university. And we know that it is not just a university that is online because they feel like the qualification are easier to get. But the downfall and some of the things that they don't know is it requires a lot of discipline. I mean, I have done distance learning, and you would realize in that moment that you have yourself and you need to control yourself. When they say study this, class is, commencing at 9 o'clock, online classes, you need to take it upon yourself and prepare for the classes for yourself instead of going and traveling to school, because there are literally people who just enjoy going to school. It's like, no, I'm just going to school. But now there's not enough reason to back up you going to school. You just enjoy traveling in and out outside of school. But now when you are alone, you're exposing yourself that you are going to school, and the reason you are going to school is not even showing itself right here in front of us, because there are people who wake up, they go to school until they're like, okay, we are moving to online classes. Now you get to see the real self, right? And in UNISA, it requires a high level of discipline, independence, and also time management. Those are some of the things that people don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, up until you go through the entire process, that's when you can understand that it does require all of these traits and more.
Yeah.
And I think, let me just play devil's advocate and become the antagonist, where I sort of get it. But let's not miss the plot, where there are some universities that specialize in something. So for example, let me ask you, Mo, let's just say you're in SA and you want to become a specialist in wine, right? Where would you go and study? Would you, study at WITS? Would you study at KZN, UKZN?
Stellenbosch.
Or would you go to Stellenbosch?
Yeah.
The reason for that is because when it comes to wines, they somehow specialize in that. And you will get a couple of, attorneys and lawyers saying, Bona, they come from the University of Cape Town or even UP, Pretoria.
Yeah.
Because in terms of law, they have somehow galvanized that this is how we study law, and we are top of the range, and they also attract top lecturers in that particular field. But it doesn't mean that if you were to go to Northwest University, that if you were to study law there, that it's less credible than these other institutions.
Exactly.
The same is true even overseas. When you're thinking business studies, you're thinking of Harvard. I mean, if you went to Harvard, they know that you are the top of the cream. But it does not negate or say that these other qualifications are less. But again, I understand that some universities specialize in something, but this doesn't mean that because UNISA is a more general open distance learning, because they also focus a lot on education as well as law. Yes, there's other faculties and all of that, but they generalize, or there's more people that want to learn about education as well as law. I mean, for someone who went to UP, there's probably a much bigger focus. The truth is, I get it, but it doesn't mean that you can come out of UP and I came from UNISA, and then it gives you this advantage over me.
Exactly.
Right. So I know students. I mean, when I was in school, I was shocked when I would read in the newspapers that someone got 8 distinctions, and they had a candle to study. When you with the lights and everything,
you know,
even a
offered to
tutor,
you.
and they still do better than you. So it's an individual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is to encourage people to stop listening to what people are saying on social media. And speaking of social media, I'm just going to invite Angie, you know, to read us some of the comments, you know, from X. And guys, please don't take these comments serious. People are always joking, right? I know there's somebody who is, you know, looking to go and study at UNISA, but they have came across and they've had comments. But I would like just to put a disclaimer that these are not actual. It's just people joking around, and it's just people saying their opinions. But the real information is out there. So, Angie, take us through. What are people saying, man, right there on X?
Someone on X said, Mandela, Judge Moseneke, Advocate Mtetwa, Gil Marcus, and Oliver Tambo all graduated from UNISA. Stop being ignorant. It's 2025.
Yep.
Another one adds, people that undermine UNISA really don't know how difficult it is being a student there. The ignorance is really crazy because they think we just copy and don't study.
Yeah.
Another one adds, does it become a BBL if it's from UNISA? I need to squeeze one more. in.
Please do.
This one says, I don't know why people hate on UNISA.
Yeah.
I studied through UNISA and also went to Oxford. Let me tell you, UNISA was tougher.
Was tougher than Oxford. Imagine.
Yeah.
And these are real testimonies of people who have went to these institutions. And then when and I've seen, because a lot of people who comment on Twitter, guys, like there are people, some of them, they didn't even go to school.
I believe some
Like
of them
higher
are paid
education.
actors. Yeah.
Yes. You know, those nano influencers to talk trash about certain universities, because it's like, okay, please, we are going to pay you to speak bad about UNISA, but speak nice about a certain institution.
Yeah,
right.
sure.
And then you know how, you know, kids nowadays, how they choose according to popularity, you know,
Where the herd is going.
yes, right. You will see now they're like, okay, I've seen, and a lot of people are talking about this institution, so please let us go there because that institution offers more than this one. And that's where a lot of people get it wrong, right? And I mean, UNISA has a very huge reputation and recognition in here. Global recognition.
I mean, some of the benefits why you would want to go to a UNISA versus these other universities, there's quite a number of reasons. Number one is affordability, right?
Yeah.
Where you would find that the same field of study at UNISA, it will cost relatively less, but it doesn't mean that the information is less.
Yes.
It's just that in terms of overheads, they don't have to fork out the same amount, because at the normal university, there's things to pay for. You go there, you use the bathroom, you use water, electricity, you name it. So they have to pay for all of those things. So with distance learning, or now considered actually online learning, where you can still have a tutor that's teaching you online, you're attending classes as normal, but then you're just doing it online. So one of the benefits, as mentioned, is cost. So you can still get the quality of education that you're looking for at an affordable price. Number two is definitely reach. Right. So if you want to study something, but you don't have the means of traveling to the particular university, you can just apply at UNISA from practically anywhere, and you will still get your classes, your material and everything, and still graduate. Right. So you're not limited or bound by the distance or where you are. So there's a number of benefits why you would want to consider that. The one that really shines for me is, are you an individual? See, now it's sounding like an ad. Are you an individual? Are you an individual that's working, right? You barely have time for anything, but you want to get a qualification so that you can improve the quality of your life. And you're looking at doing your studies at a given particular time rather than a set time, so that you can be more agile in your approach. Then open distance or online learning is the way to go. And with that being said as well, there is, learning institutions like your Curo. They also do have a higher learning department, as well as Advitech, which then also has a higher learning department. they are now offering purely online classes, right? And I think this is from Advitech, where there's a part of their schools, because remember they've got the schools like your Crawford and the likes, and then there is one called Evolve. Evolve is purely online. So as a parent, if you're looking at getting into home teaching, home studies for your children, and you do not want to send them to the traditional schooling, there is Evolve, which is purely online. So your kids, all you need to do is, you get a laptop. Obviously, you facilitate, the teaching and learning in terms of homework assignments, but they do get a class that they need to attend online, whether it's through Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, doesn't matter. And then they stay at home rather than having to go to a dedicated school. Some kids, in terms health-wise, we're not all the same. So for them to go to a physical school, it is a bit of a challenge. So it's the same concept, but we are now starting to embrace online learning, right? So I know Evolve is one of those schools for primary and high school. And imagine if you continue with the trend, you've started a online school from a young age, high school, then you continue with UNISA, you can still get your qualification. Doesn't mean that it's inferior.
It's so sad that people are missing it, in terms of where we are going right now when it comes to digital evolution.
Exactly.
Because one of the benefits of being in a virtual class is it can be recorded. And you can watch it rather than going to a physical class whereby if you've missed some of the things, you need to ask around, people to say, okay, what is it that I have missed? But with online, that even if I miss a 9 o'clock class, I can come back and watch the class, 2 hours after or in the afternoon. So these are some of the benefits. And it's sad, man, that now people, they, value and they choose according to the names of the universities, not the education.
True.
Till today, there are people who are from highly prestigious institutions who are unemployed with the degrees and the qualification that they have. And we know that it's not about the degree that you have, it's about what you do with the degree.
I mean, yesterday, Mo, we were asking the question to the Vooka Nation that you've got 3 currencies. The first one is knowledge. You've got time. And you've got money as a form of currency, right? And we added a 4th one ourselves to say networks. Because in order for you to attain any of these, you can put forward one of the currencies or 2 of the currencies to attain another. So maybe you do have the time, the knowledge, the money, but you don't have the networks. But you can use money and your time to put yourself in those locations where it will then garner the network that you need. So also in this case, with the universities and people attending online, I do understand that there are advantages. I'm not going to take that away to say there are advantages of attending in person, because there's also a concept called social emotional learning, where if you are teaching in person, at least you can understand if there's something wrong with the student, and then when approaching that, you can become empathetic, right? So that social emotional component gives you that ability to connect on a human level. So I understand that. But we are talking about higher education here, where I'm just here for the thing that I want. I'm not here to be babied and checked up on. Am I doing okay? Am I doing well? So for me, to a certain extent, some things don't apply, but I do get the benefits because think about a private school, for example. You would hear most of the guys that say, no, we went to school together. So building your network, because money can afford you that seat at one of these prestigious schools. And because we went to Harvard or Henley Business School together, it's easy for us to conduct business together in the near future. So it does have its advantages. But if you ask me in terms of trade, the trade tools,
I'm far.
We got the same thing.
Exactly.
But I understand how it could lead you to a much more advantageous position.
Yeah.
But not necessarily that my qualification means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wherever you are, man, with a UNISA qualification, don't feel ashamed, because there's some great people who went to that institution.
Yeah, some of
One
us
them-
topped out. So
Yeah.
you must be proud of yourself. Eh?
Be proud of yourself. Be proud of how far you have come, Nje, in general. Because I think in today's day and life, we know that we need people who are solution orientated. Yes, there are some fields that require education, but right now we need people with real solutions with what is going on right now. People are having, positions in government, higher positions with no qualifications.
Ish.
Still today, you're still battling about which qualification is better. Use that qualification to go into the government and change some of the things that we are seeing right here.
I mean, Mo, I've sat in panels,
Yeah.
Answering questions with professors, people that are 10 times more educated than I am.
Yeah.
I've sat and I've stood in front of people
Yeah.
that have acquired God knows how many qualifications.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, I still do say that, look, education is important, but ultimately the determining factor is what you do with that education, because what you apply, then only we can talk.
Yeah.
But then education that's not doing anything is useless.
It is.
So
It
if I
is.
take a page out of the Bible, it does say that faith without deeds is dead.
Yep.
So you've got this qualification and you're not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
And I was telling someone the other day that, you know what, I think I need to become a kid, right? Because I'm on this journey where I'm trying to sort of understand my relationship with money, where there are certain things I need to do just like a kid would. So if you were to tell a kid, look, every money that comes into your hands, into your pockets, take 10% in it and then put it in that jar.
Yeah.
Just do that. Don't ask questions. A kid will then do exactly that. But when or me, in this case, because I'm smart, I'm like, no, man, I've got this other money that's coming. Let me spend this one and whatnot and whatnot. And then I miss out on the principles of saving or money because you are smart.
Yeah.
And that's the other problem that plagues a lot of smart people, because you are smart, but you're not where you want to be in life because your brain is now playing tricks. So be the child and then do whatever you're supposed to do, the due diligence you're supposed to do. And again, apply.
Yeah.
The qualification that you have, if you do not apply it, then you just wasted your money.
It's useless.
Go take your, refund because
Yeah.
you're not using it.
Exactly.
Right. So a lot of people from UNISA, Nelson Mandela, Angie mentioned them.
Yeah. man.
Pumara.
Desmond Tutu, Miriam Makeba, even
Absolutely.
Oliver Tambo.
Oliver Tambo.
He was also growing up. Yesterday, right? Even Dr. Ahmed Kathrada, also went to UNISA. I mean, if you are somebody who's watching right now, you have went to UNISA and you have a different view in terms of what people are saying on social media, please do share it with us by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, or you can send us your voice note on 060-493-3226. With that being said, let us take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to discuss something that is, have been bothering a lot of people, and they have been asking themselves, why is the president outside the country? And
It's
what
burning.
is it
It's
that he's
burning
going
here.
to
Where
do?
is it going?
Right, but I found out that some of the things that he is doing, actually, they're making, it is a good cause for the country, because the acting minister right now is the finance minister, which is Enoch Godongwa.
Godongwa.
And Enoch also announced that South Africa is now outside of the grey list. Remember that in February 2023, South Africa was under the grey list. Not yesterday, but he announced last week that, South Africa is now not listed in the grey list. And if you don't know what is the grey list, so grey list means that when you are grey listed by the FATF, which is the Financial Action Task Force, you are failing to meet international standards in preventing the money laundering and the terrorist financing. So those are some of the things that have been taking place. But now, why are we out of that grey list? Is something that you're going to be finding out after the short break. So please don't switch that dial. good music, good vibes is what we are bringing you on this beautiful Tuesday morning. And the question still stands on this Tuesday, which is the 28th of October. What are you choosing? Because we are choosing impact. Right now, hope that you're still getting that energetic start to your day that is accompanied by that daily dose of positivity. Only positive vibes is what we are bringing you. And of course, man, joining me is Mr. B and Angie behind the cam. And my name is Moketi Maiman. I'm happy to be with you right here as it is the last week of October, as we are closing the chapter of October and of course opening a new one, which is November. We know that it has a lot and so much is lined up that we cannot wait to share with you. All you need to do is to stay with us throughout our social media platforms. We are Vooka Breakfast Show on all social media platforms. Right now we are live on YouTube. The hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Before the break, we're talking everything qualification. If you are somebody who have who has acquired your qualification on different institutions, tell us about the difference. Is that different, or it's just education that we need to use as people? We know that this education is the education that we need to use to transform our lives. We need to transform where we live. We need to transform our communities. So talk to us right there. Hop in the comment section and let us know what you think and what is your experience if you're somebody who has studied in UNISA. But now, speaking of studying, with your crossover learning online, something that is banning right now in South Africa in the social media streets is that the president is outside the country. And one of the questions that is being asked is where is the president going and what is he doing outside? Because we need to keep him safe, man. Cupcake, we need to keep you safe. Mr. Nati went to France. The next thing, he fell off from the hotel. And we never know what will happen to you. So it's just being concerned. The South Africans are just being concerned about you. South Africans are just, being people who care about you so much. You are the president that most people love. You are the president that most people look forward to, amid to what is going on in our country. And today, man, I feel I'm going to be on the side of the president. I know that a lot of people are going to come to me to say, no, man, what is it that you are doing? But Cupcake, I love that president of mine. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but President Cupcake, I mean, for us, we're seeing this cool guy, making the moves, making sure that people are well taken care of. I mean, most parts of South Africa, if not less parts of South Africa, is being, taken care of. But now, by him traveling outside the country, is he taking care of the country? And if he's out, who is the acting president of South Africa? And Enoch Godongwana has stepped in to fill in his shoes of being the acting president of South Africa as of currently, as he is outside the country. So the question is, why is the president outside of the country? So according to the official statements out there from the presidency itself, they say Ramaphosa is undertaking a 3-nation visit to Southeast Asia from the 22nd till today. So the president should be back today. So he traveled outside the country from the 22nd of October, and today he is flying back home. So the itinerary goes as follows. So a state to visit Indonesia from the 22nd to the 23rd, that's where he went. And then a state visit to Vietnam from the 23rd to the 24th. And then a working visit to Malaysia from the 25th till today. So he is, rounding off his trip to Malaysia today, where he will also participate as the guest of chair at the 47th Association Southeast Asian Nations Summit. The purpose of the trip is something that you're asking for in terms of, okay, why is he out? What is he doing? Is he outside vacation, honeymoon, or reviving the marriage that he has been in for so many years? But now obviously the purpose has been said that it is strategic. South Africa is seeking to deepen the ties with Southeast Asian, diversify trade, expand markets for its goods, and strengthen the inter-regional cooperation. So early in October, he visited Brussels and participated in the Global Gateway Forum in Belgium to advance trade and investment. So the bottom line of this is he's being out of the country is part of a foreign diplomatic and trade mission, not based on current information, because some people are like, the president is running away because now Maumela is kind of related to him, right? And they're like, okay, Mr. Ramaphosa and the president himself is running away from the commission because his name is also implicated because due to the emergency domestic matters or the illnesses. So the implication is what this entails. This trip gives, of course, the good angle for where the country is heading. So I just wanted to hear from you. What do you think, man? Did you see something outside that people were talking about, or any reporters who were like, this is the reason that the president is outside the country, but this is what I am giving you? So while the president was outside, there were good news that of course came with that, because when you speak to that bilateral relationships that we have created with the outside countries, something good comes from that, right? Which means that the relationship now, it becomes conducive. Now the relationships involves more investors to come in and improve what is going on in our country. But there is something that I have mentioned, that South Africa is now outside the grey list.
Yep.
Right? And in which it's something that needs to be celebrated, because grey list, it's not nice, guys, to be in the grey list. If you are in the grey list, it literally pushes people away and it pushes investors away, because now your country, faces it faces terrorist financing and money laundering. But we're no longer implicated in that, as Minister Enoch Godongwana has announced right there. So the FATF, Financial Action Task Force, announced that South Africa is out of the grey list as of June, right, of 2025. 22 action items outlined by the FATF, right? So we are out and the president is also out. But the question that I want to ask is, did you guys know that the president is outside the country?
Well, he leaves from time to time.
Yeah.
But in as far as these bilateral relations that he's trying to secure and establish, sure, that's the president. He's supposed to do it. I mean, if we clearly Lana, then hey guys, we've got a problem. We understand he has to create more jobs, and because of that, we need investment in the country. Now, there's two types. I mean, we can build our own, economy, and we can also get foreign companies coming through to invest in SA. So if that's what he's doing, sure, then this is the right step in towards alleviating unemployment. But for me, honestly, Mo, I did not know
that he's outside the country.
Know.
With you, Angie, did you know
Same.
anything?
I actually did not know. But when I read up on it, I mean, like, I understand, because it says here, the reasons for his engagements outside of South Africa are obviously for economic opportunities, potential investments and trade deals could boost the economy, and that we're living in like difficult times, and our youth is unemployed. In fact, 60%
and plus,
60-something percent is unemployed. So we can't sit back and sulk when the real work needs to be done at the end of the day. So, and the second one says, addressing inequality. Ramaphosa's efforts to address apartheid-era injustices and land reform aim to reduce inequality and promote social cohesion. So at the end of the day, he's doing what he has to do, man.
He has to. Because people will ask, hey, when now you are sitting there at your house, your big house, at parliament, not doing anything. But now we are seeing that the work that he's doing, it's starting to show off. because yes, he has been traveling, and one of the things that came in, I think around 2020, when the Palapala thing came in, people were like, we don't feel safe anymore when our president is traveling because we don't know what he's doing out there. Now the dollars in our country, we don't know how the dollars came in. But with that being said, with the good news, and as I have mentioned, but the date for being officially removed from the grey list was on the 24th of October. So the FATF, which is the Financial Action Task Force, has officially announced and removed South Africa from its grey list of countries under increased monitoring. So the grey list status dated back to February 2023, when South Africa was added because FATF identified 22 strategic deficiencies in its anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing framework. The government say it has worked over past 32 months to address those deficiencies, and that the recent on-site evaluation in August helped secure the removal. Markets welcomed the decision. The South African rand strengthened slightly and bond yields improved, but analysts caution that the removal is important symbolically, yet it doesn't magically fix all the structural problems that we have in our country. Some of them, and some say many of the market gains were already priced in. For this is a very strong thing that has happened into our country, and one of the things that you might be asking yourself is, how does these two stories combine? The president is out, and then we are out of the grey list and things like that. So Ramaphosa's overseas trip ties into the broader economic diplomacy agenda, improving the trade ties and investment flows in consistent with the positive signal of exiting the grey list. That's why he was outside, looking into attending those summit and telling them about the proper plans that we have, of course, moving forward as the country. So this delisting strengthens South Africa's reputation internationally, which supports the foreign mission narrative, making South Africa more attractive for business and investments. From this, we know that we have the economic governance, that is winning, because the foreign policy outreach story in Asia is integrated for broader travels to deepen those trade ties that we have with the countries out there. And I know that some of you, maybe you want to share your sentiments. You can let us know, man, what do you think right there on the comment section. But I feel like this is good news and progress is made. Some of the key actions that you're asking for, some of the key action that you did not know, they involve what we call the legislative reforms and the increased investigations. With what is going on amid the corruption that are going on in the Madlanga Commission, the more testimonies comes, the more people are put behind bars. It means now there is progress that is being made. So I think it's good news. We know that we need to hear some of the hopeful news, right? With everything that is going on, some hope is needed to be instilled in South Africans out there. But this is improving a lot of financial crime controls that are out there. So yes, he is going to be back, and him being back, of course, there's going to be a press conference. He's going to talk about how the trip went and what is it that he was organizing and talking about with the other countries out there. But very interesting, man, because these are some of the things that we'd like to talk about that involve us, as we just talk and mention that unemployment, it's still continuing to grow, which is 60% and plus percentage of the young people in South Africa are unemployed. So moves, they need to be made. Not just moves, but right moves, strategical moves, they need to be made. So talk to us, man, right there at home.
So I think there's the going from within, or coming from within, going out, and then there's out coming in, and both are necessary in terms of strategies. But I don't want us to neglect the inside out, because if we are looking at foreign investment to come solve our problems, then it's really going to be difficult for us to look within and try and solve our own problems. Now, I say this because maybe I'm biased and I'm coming from a place of entrepreneurship, but I believe that if we want to grow our GDP, we need to increase or give more light or shine more light into entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
right? Because these are the individuals that employ
Yeah.
and create jobs. And I'm not sure if we were talking to Uste, but then he mentioned that, the number of times that a rand or the rand circles Sandton compared to Soweto before it leaves Soweto is quite minimal.
Yeah.
So 1 rand in Soweto does a few cycles and then it leaves.
Yeah.
And it goes out.
Yeah.
Right. So meaning that entrepreneurship in the township, yes, it's there, but then it doesn't really circulate here.
Yeah.
So I think you mentioned something along the lines, you'll keep me honest, but it circulates 18 times before it leaves Sandton. So
yes.
it provides a lot of value
Yeah.
before it leaves just the richest square mile.
Yeah.
Right. So I agree. I fully agree. They should do all of these things that if we get aid or investment from abroad, that's still cool. Happy with that. But then I've seen that if we haven't really fixed our house,
Yeah.
then I don't think this will be something that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
I mean, if we fix ourselves, and I'm talking us entrepreneurs inside,
Yeah.
internally, then we'll be in a position to create jobs
Yeah.
that are sustainable, right? So let's focus on both.
Yeah.
Let's focus on both. But kudos, I'm hoping that this will bring more jobs.
Yeah.
And then in as far as money laundering is concerned, it's interesting because some of the countries that create these type of organizations to tackle money laundering,
Yeah.
they too have a log in their eyes.
Yep.
Because they might talk about, hey man, you guys have a splinter in your eye
Yeah.
and we are grey listing you, but they've got a log,
Exactly.
a huge log in
Yeah.
their eye.
Yeah.
And we've seen how offshore accounts in the past have been created as a means of circumventing this whole entire operation, where you've got an account somewhere in the Swiss and no one asks questions because that's how the law has been set up. But we know that it is the very same individuals that create these laws where they find a way to evade, whether it's tax or whether it is not, being held accountable for laundering money.
Yeah.
Right, but then they're quick to shine a light on SA to say, but you guys are laundering money. And I saw this a while back when we were experiencing load shedding, and I discovered, Duguti, we are exporting coal to the UK. We, South Africa, we are running out of resources supposedly, but we're exporting coal.
Yep.
Going to the UK for them to burn, right, and then create a carbon emission.
Yeah.
So when it comes to our carbon emission compared to theirs, obviously ours is quite low.
Yeah.
But then you'll be told, but in terms of your carbon footprint, you are burning coal, your energy sources are not green and sustainable. So let's put you on the list.
Yeah.
But who makes these rules, right? Because money laundering is everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you take a look at scale, it's being done more that side.
Exactly.
But again, it's cool, I
Yeah.
suppose.
White collar crime. But with fixing the house, I think that a lot of progress is being done right here in South Africa, of course, man. And I hope that more will come, and our house is going to be fixed and become what we really need it to look like. But I think that is where we are going to end it with you, Vooka Nation. It was nice, man, being with you on this beautiful Tuesday morning and another edition of your energetic start to your day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. Before I let you go, guys, I know that this is a question that I always ask in the beginning. It's Tuesday, and what is it that you're choosing, and why are you choosing that thing? Talk to me, Angie. What is it that you're choosing on this beautiful Tuesday morning? We are kickstarting our beautiful day on a very high note. What are you choosing this Tuesday?
I choose peace.
Peace.
Yeah, I choose peace. I choose to, just go into this week gracefully and peacefully. So, instead of choosing violence, just choose peace. Instead of focusing on negativities, I just want to focus on peace. And
Choose
that's all.
peace, man.
I'm choosing peace
Yeah.
this Tuesday.
Very beautiful. And thank you so much, man. It was very nice chilling with you with this wonderful, great edition of the Vooka Breakfast Show. Choose peace wherever you are, because for some people, peace has become a very huge currency. Now they're fighting to get the peace in their lives. But now if you have peace, it means you still got it. Mr. B, what is it that you're choosing?
Yeah, Angie, can I get a piece of peace, man?
Yeah.
Hey, man. It's hard to come by.
Peace of mind.
I think for me this week is forgiveness.
Nice.
Go away, like forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be too hard on yourself. But I'm not saying be accepting of nonsense from yourself. Like also be legit as well. But if I messed up, I messed up, right? But if it's a case of you somehow recognize it, because I mean something happened, I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago, where you see a certain pattern that you are slowly diving into, but the nice thing was that but I was able to recognize it and pick it up, so I then said, okay, cool, it's not where I want to be, but then it's good that I recognized it, and perhaps even create some form of a mechanism so that I can spot it and detect it next time. And then also being aware, you know what, I'm lying to myself here, right? So forgive. I'm choosing forgiveness unto oneself. I think for me that's the one thing. But that also comes with accountability and responsibility to not do the same thing over again. Because I need to bonile back then. This is how you came to be in this situation. You forgave yourself, but now moving forward, you are a little bit wiser. That's what I choose this week.
Very powerful.
What do you choose, Mo?
I think, man, with yesterday's conversation that we had, on the 3 options that we had, I think I choose knowledge, right? Because till today, I still believe knowledge is power. And not only knowledge about the things of the world, but knowledge about yourself. The most powerful thing is knowing something that you did not know about yourself. Unleashing your true potential, actually, right, is what I choose. So knowledge about myself, which is of course leads to wisdom, is what I really choose, because I've noticed that a lot of us and a lot of people out there, they struggle about and in terms of knowing who they really are in different situations. They'd rather label themselves with what is going on in the moment, but you are not what is happening in that moment. So I think with knowledge of learning each and every day what kind of a person you are, what kind of a person you are when you're around people, and how that knowledge is powerful to you, because AKA said it, man, knowledge is power, so I think on this beautiful edition, man, I choose knowledge, right? And the more I grow, the more you know yourself, that's more you become open to know other things outside in the world, right? So I think for me on this beautiful Tuesday, I will choose the knowledge. Know that we have a peace, we have knowledge, and what do you choose once again?
Forgiveness unto self.
Right, man. Very powerful. Yeah. Yep. But with that being said, Vooka Nation, it was very nice being with you on this beautiful, of course, man, Tuesday morning. Looking forward to tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Days are moving and iskhathi isiyahamba, and you know that this is the last week of October. So we are looking forward to getting rid of the midweek slump tomorrow. Same time, same place. Please do make sure that you take care of yourself, love yourself, and enjoy the rest of your day. From me, Market My Money, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature, and I was Reberikisa Generator signing out, and love yourself.
Peace out, Vooka Nation.
We stayed up till the morning, talking till the first light of dawn.